beyond my wildest dreams. Maybe that one could have carried me to streets of gold. Things aren't always as they seem. Looking back on all the chances that I missed, some I held, some slipped away. One street over where my memories exist, I wondered what would change, I really couldn't say. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known, that would have kept me from the one I had today. Except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known, would have kept me from the one I had today.
Oh, good morning. How you doing? This is 1100 WSGI. I'm Utah LaVern, and this is One Street Over. Hello, Robertson County and all points beyond. If you're listening to us on the World Wide Web, we welcome you. And you can go here with WSGI. You can go anywhere in the world and listen to us via the app that you can put on your phone. So I hope you'll check that out. We just love what Ebenezer Broadcasting is doing here in our little old Robertson County here in Springfield. And we love to have you be a part of it. Just good morning. Good morning. Yesterday, the show posted to Cross Hollow Homestead, which is our home. It was weird. Facebook just popped up the wrong page, and so it's there. And we shared it yesterday, but it was one of those just wonky things. We couldn't figure out what was going on. And I had Tommy Marsh in here, Crooked Eye Tommy. Just love that guy. Two pieces, and we're going to be hearing so much more from him. But he was in as representative of the Robertson County Fair, for one thing. Not just that, but also all his music. If you don't know Tommy Marsh, you need to check him out. But he has got all kinds of great things coming up at the fair for the music. When he got here a couple of years ago, it was right about fair time. And the story goes that, they didn't have anybody to really do the music and schedule the music. And he was like, well, I'll do it. And that was my first experience seeing Tommy. And I was like, who is this guy? And have just really been following him ever since and really love listening to him. Every time I go out to a show, I just come away, it's just a big time. But he walked us through what's going to be happening at the fair in regards to the music, and it's going to be fabulous. They started a acoustic stage that they have over by the grandstands last year. And he went through the whole litany of everybody that's going to be happening there. And everything, of course, gets started up on the 19th. So September 19th is when this starts. And what's wonderful is that it's going to be cooler. I don't know if y'all noticed that kiss of coolness in the air this morning after that heat we had last week. It was so refreshing. So I love that we moved our fair later. And so it's more like a fair. I was talking to my students about that yesterday, and they were all just getting so excited because everybody wants to get out their pumpkin spice coffee and all of their fall stuff. We were actually at a concert at Epiphany on Tuesday night celebrating the 3rd year anniversary of the CR there, and I got cold. I was sitting out in the parking lot. I was like, it's chilly out here. So it's wonderful. But the acoustic stage over by the grandstands, Tommy's going to kick it off on Tuesday night. And the acoustic stage is going to run 5 to 8 p.m. And I love that they've got it right there in the middle, in the mix of what's going to be happening at the fairgrounds. So that's going to be wonderful. But Crooked Eye Tommy with Tommy Stillwell, they're going to kick it off on Tuesday night. Wednesday night, Amber Watts is going to be on the acoustic stage. Cliff Waddell is on Thursday night. Cameron Barton Friday night, and then Matt Dominic and Morgan Mills are going to be there on Saturday night. And then on the Century stage, over where you have the pavilion and the Fairest of the Fair and the kids' talent shows and all those things, right there next to where we have our livestock shows. That's going to be featuring Tuesday night the Meg Williams Band. Then Wednesday night's Faith Night at the fair, and so that's going to be wonderful always. And the local congregations put that together. I don't have any details on that, but we'll reach out and find out who's putting that together this time. Then they've got Thursday night. This young man from Hendersonville that is just wowing the country, just amazing guitar player, Danny Garwood and company. They say so. It's going to be you're going to love that kid. He is just incredible. We've got Few Miles On is the band on Friday night, and then the Starlighters, the favorite of the Starlighters from the Murphy's Barn, and they're going to be there on Saturday night. And what's going to be fun, Tommy was unpacking yesterday how that we're going to have. It's going to kind of be a dance atmosphere, on at the Century stage, and we had Tennessee Rhythm, some of the kiddos that are a part of the state champion clogging team. I guess it was clogging that they won at the state fair in Wilson County, but they're going to be there, and it's going to be just a lot of fun. If you have not saved the date on the fair, you need to do that because it is going to be a wonderful, wonderful time. Of course, we'll have all the fair stuff going on, all the things that'll be going on, and you're going to want to be a part of everything that's happening with the fair. And if you go and look at my timeline, you'll see the shows from yesterday. I went and found them after the show and posted them, and you can watch all that. And we'll get Tommy in here again because he's so much fun to talk to. We talked a little bit about his Croatia trip and all of those things, but really love that they've involved him with the Robertson County Fair Board to help bring us all the things we need from the Robertson County Fair. So that's wonderful. Now, here's what we're doing this morning. We've, of course, got United Way coming in at 7:30. Rumor has it there might be a puppy dog with Tiffany. She's got these wonderful little beagle puppies. I don't know. But I told her she could, as long as she holds it, but cute little puppies. And so if you're looking for a puppy dog, I think she's still got a few of them, and she may bring one with her this morning. Aaron Slate's on his way in. Childcare issues. His babysitter was a little bit late. We had, my schedule has been so wonky. I'll just say this right now. Let me put this appeal out. If you know somebody that is a time management expert that can help me kind of keep all my things in line, I need to have them on because I could really use some tips because I'm one of these people that I've just got so many things that I don't have to do that I want to do. And trust me, every time I turn around, there's something else I want to do, and I just don't have time. But so if I just got to thinking this morning, I thought, man, if I had somebody that could kind of help me a little bit. I'm one of those people that really likes self-help books and those kinds of things because it helps me grow and do better. But I'm a scattered person if you haven't figured that out. And a lot of people that are in the arts like I am, we tend to be. So if any of you guys have got a great suggestion on somebody that's a great time manager, I need to talk to them. That would be a really fun guest to have, I think, sometime. Now, so we've got Aaron coming in here this morning. And I got off on the time management thing because yesterday Aaron reached out to me. He goes, am I on the schedule today? And I said, well, with my teaching conference and all of that, my schedule's just messed up in my head. And so I had scheduled Tommy Marsh yesterday. So we moved Aaron to today. Aaron is a financial planner, and we try to visit with him once a month just to kind of keep us grounded about all the things happening in the economy because it can get overwhelming. And so he's going to come in and help us with that this morning. And then we've got Brian and Tiffany coming in at 7:30. Tomorrow, to be determined. There's a couple of things I'm working on for tomorrow, and I'll let you know on that. Now I'm going to be here Labor Day. Got Danny Ashley coming in. They've got the play coming up, Midsummer Night Dream, with Robertson County Players. So they're going to be in here on Monday, even though it's Labor Day. We've got to touch on that because I will be out Tuesday and Wednesday for my mother's cancer surgery. So we'll, to be determined who's filling in. More than likely it'll be Lee Marie, but we got to work all that out. It's real fun. Aaron, we're we're toying with the idea of him coming in here and filling in sometimes. He's not quite ready to take that on yet, but I think that'll be a lot of fun. So that's all that we got going on today. A little bit and just a lot of fun. But truly, if you guys have got a great time manager out there that can help me just kind of get a little more organized, that'd be great. I think that'd be a fun guest to have, and it just might help me too. So with that said, let me go ahead and pause while we're waiting for Aaron to make his way. And don't speed, Aaron. Just get here safe, bud. Let's talk about my friends Barry and Rebecca Richards with the Exit Realty Garden Gate team. They have just really encouraged us just to continue to go, and you can go look at their listings. You can go to sellwithbecky.com, BUY.RobertsonCounty.com. You can stop in at the office. They're down on the square now. They've got the new Exit Realty office, and that's basically Barry's base of operation. So if you want to pop in there and see them, you can do that and just talk to him, and he can point you to all the listings. But I've been really kind of focusing on these listings in Greenbrier. There's a couple of really nice houses that they've got for sale in Greenbrier. Oh, there's a beautiful one up here at 3026 Settlers Court. It's got four beds, 2.5 baths, 2,673 square foot. For sale for $549, and I'm telling you, absolutely beautiful. And the cool thing about it being in Greenbrier, if you got kiddos, you can bring them to Greenbrier, and then I can teach them. And we have so much fun. I just love my kiddos. And then there's another one up here at 6002 Forest Court in Greenbrier. It's got 3 beds, 2 baths. 2,278 square foot, and it is 450. And I'm telling you, this is beautiful houses that you could come in and move in, and then I could teach you kiddos. That'd be a lot of fun. But go and see their new office downtown. The Exit Realty Garden Gate team, Barry and Rebecca, really one of our, between them and Corbin, they're our 2 oldest sponsors that just hang with us, and we appreciate them so much. But they have been longtime sponsors of this program, just helping us bring you what's going on one street over from where you're living. So go and talk to them. Barry, of course, got that marketing background, was a vice president of a media marketing company for 17 years. Rebecca, one of the first in the area to be a seniors real estate specialist. They know their stuff, and they're here to help you, and they just want to do the best for you. So reach out to them today at the Exit Realty Garden Gate team, sellwithbecky.com, or by BUY.RobertsonCounty.com. And as always, we just remind you to please let them know that you turned sent you, and tell them, thank them for sponsoring what we're doing here at One Street Over. As we are waiting for Aaron to come on in here, I just want to continue to remind you of all the things we have going on. We had the 3rd year anniversary of our Celebrate Recovery over at Epiphany on Tuesday night. Cannot say enough about I tease that those are my crazy cousins. Come on in here, Aaron. Those are my crazy cousins up here at Epiphany. My family, of course, is at Madison Church of Christ. I've been there since 1989. I was with them last night. We're about to have our 3rd year anniversary in October, so we'll tell you more about that. But if you've not checked out what we have going on with Celebrate Recovery, you need to. And we're going to get right to it with Aaron. And I also have to just give a plug to Bernard's. The Bernard Farms, this wonderful coffee cup they gave me. This is an awesome coffee cup. This is the best. I mean, it keeps stuff hot. Aaron, what you doing?
Oh, running
child care stuff.
Yeah.
Bless your heart. Bless your heart. Thank you for when you changed your schedule. You were supposed to be on yesterday, and you probably heard me. I was appealing. I need somebody to teach me time management. I really do. I'm just terrible. But I got to get better.
Keep a calendar. That's the best advice I can give you.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time.
Pull that microphone to you a little closer.
Even if it's not pertaining directly to my business, it's on my calendar. Boys' doctor's appointments, anything. And I tell people, if it's not on my calendar, it's probably not going to happen.
Okay. Well, that's something my husband says. And he's a big Google Calendar person. And I haven't really embraced the Google Calendar. And I need to.
Well, and I don't use Google.
Which one do you use?
So it's just Edward Jones proprietary system that we have.
Okay.
Time blocking will save your life.
Okay. And what's it called?
Well, it's just a term, time blocking. So it's just where you keep a calendar and block your time hour by hour.
That's what I'm looking for. All right, we're going to get right to it because I want you to talk to us. What's going on in the financial world?
Okay, so for the year, markets have been trending upward. We haven't recouped everything that we gave up last year, but we've made a lot of progress. Now, I will say the month of August has been pretty rough. Historically, for whatever reason, August is the second worst month of the year for the stock market. But guess which is usually the worst month for the stock market? September.
Oh, dog.
So,
that's not encouraging.
So, like I said, things are trending upward, but we do expect some more volatility or some, to go through some more choppy waters, probably between now and the end of the year, maybe even the beginning of next year. So I'm just going to read one of our recent weekly market wraps. And again, I'm Aaron Slate, financial advisor with Edward Jones. These reports that I use to guide these discussions and conversations you can find online at edwardjones.com. So the title here is August Cool Down, Signals from 3 Recent Trends. So the first trend, and this is kind of technical and in terms of investments in the market, so I'll try to keep it at a high level, but it says small caps have given up their lead. So if you could imagine an investment pyramid like cash and your CDs, like your most conservative investments being at the bottom of the pyramid, your small cap stocks are going to be more toward the top. So they're going to be a little bit more aggressive than like companies who fall in that S&P 500 space. But small cap stocks, which are traditionally more sensitive to domestic economic health and trends, outperformed in recent months as economic data surprised to the upside, reflecting a resilient consumer and improving business outlook. So small cap stocks gained 14% from May to July amid rising hopes that a recession can be avoided. Small caps have given back half of that gain in August, with enthusiasm fading as data have been more mixed as of late. The overall market mood soured last week, and this report was written 2 weeks ago, as fears of slowing growth and real estate troubles in China, along with the rising U.S. Treasury yields, weighed on the more cyclical investments. And a lot of times small cap stocks are going to be more cyclical. So what does all this signal? What does all this mean? Or what does it mean for the future of our markets? We view this relative pullback in small cap stocks as a more recalibration toward realistic economic expectations, more so than a sign that the economy has lost steam. So, I remind our clients, especially, we have exited that bear market that we were in last year. So that, that downward trend we're out of that. But, even though a new bull market has started, 5% pullbacks and 10% corrections in the market are perfectly normal, even in a healthy, expanding economy. So those are normal and they're going to happen time to time. So overall, we think the shifting expectations for the economy will likely be a key driver for market moves in the second half of this year. After a string of upside surprises, we think expectations are becoming more realistic. If we avoid a more severe recession, which we think we will, thanks to solid employment conditions and consumer finances, we don't see a reason that markets would need to give back the strong gains experienced since the bottom of the bear market last year. And that's something that I've been, talking with all our clients with, whether they're a new client or just doing an annual review. Yes, we do expect some volatility this year, whether we have a full-on recession or a rolling recession. We don't think it's going to be very severe. So when we think of it like that, we think that a lot of there's always going to be some volatility in the markets when you have a recession. But because we've been expecting a recession for so long, we think a lot of that pain, so to speak, is already baked into the markets. So we don't think, regardless of if we have a full-on recession or a rolling recession, we don't expect that we would have to go back to the lows that we saw last October.
Okay.
When the markets were down about 27%.
Okay.
So the second trend is that interest rates have surged back to cycle highs. Coming into 2023, our outlook was for the sharp and steady rise in interest rates to abate as the central focus shifted from high inflation to lower growth. While this did play out for much of the year so far, we've seen longer-term rates climb materially in recent weeks with the 10-year Treasury yield hitting a high for the last week. We attribute the bulk of this run in rates to updating consensus expectations around Fed policy. So basically, I think people are finally realizing, yes, the interest rate hikes might be over, but there's a real good chance that the Fed might have to leave interest rates higher for longer. So we've held the view that the market is too optimistic about the Federal Reserve's approach to stamping out inflation. Our assessment is that the resiliency in the economic growth is prompting markets to accept that the Fed will keep its policy rate higher for longer, which is now showing up in longer-term yields. So,
Okay.
like I say, I think everybody is finally realizing the Fed is probably going to have to keep interest rates higher for longer in order to really get this inflation back down to that 2% target where they want it.
Okay. But just keep going. Because you've got a lot to cover. And we're talking with Aaron Slate, and he is with Edward Jones, which is up in Greenbrier. And if you need a financial advisor, this is your guy. I just hear time and time again, people just brag on you all the time. They love you, the ones that work with you, and cannot say enough about, call this man. I need to as well. But keep going, my friend.
So with the rates being higher for longer and the jump in the 10-year Treasury, what does all this signal? Importantly, we don't think the jump in the 10-year Treasury is a signal that the Fed will resume another phase of interest rate hikes. So like I said, we don't think the Fed is going to raise much more. They could raise, just say a time or two, a quarter point raise, but it's probably not, if they raise again, it's probably not going to be very much. But we think the Fed is probably very close to pausing and holding those rates higher for longer. So inflation has been moderating, a trend we expect to continue. So we expect inflation to continue getting better, though not in a perfectly straight line. To us, this means the Fed doesn't need to start a new round of policy tightening. Like we said, we don't think they need to keep raising rates, but it also means that the Fed won't slide its foot back over to the gas pedal in the near term. So they're like I said, they're probably going to.
That's encouraging.
Yeah. Well, and if you're for people who are looking to buy a home or borrow any kind of money, higher rates for longer is not necessarily a good thing. So last week's report showing weakness in vehicle sales and building permits tell us that the impacts of the Fed rate hikes are still working their way through the economy. That said, the end of policy tightening cycles are traditionally a favorable development for market performance. So usually, like I said, when interest rates peak, and especially when interest rates get cut, that's usually when the stock market, I think we've already started that long-term recovery. Now, is it going to be choppy? Is it going to be volatile? Absolutely. But like I said, usually when you get close to that pause or that peak, and then especially when rates start to go down, that's historically usually when markets will take off. So the third item here is momentum and growth in tech has faded. So one thing we know, a lot of the I guess one of the big reasons for the market returns that we've seen this year is coming from a handful of tech stocks.
What is it? Are they just not advancing like we thought they were? Or we kind of hit a place where it's just there's nothing new on the horizon yet? Or
as far as tech goes,
yeah,
so I think a lot of it had to do with artificial intelligence. And so there was this big there was a big rally in tech stocks because of the excitement and the possibilities and all the things that come with artificial intelligence. Well, I think now that's kind of faded.
Okay.
So those tech stocks are kind of starting to, like I said, kind of fade out.
Kind of getting to more of the practical aspect of it.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So what's changed? The combination of lower interest rates and rising enthusiasm around artificial intelligence provided a strong tailwind for technology and growth stocks for much of this year, pushing year-to-date gains for the NASDAQ nearly 40%. So the NASDAQ is going to be very, very tech heavy. And so the NASDAQ was up about 40% by July.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So when we talk about tech has really outperformed, that's what we mean. So while the overall market pullback has been modest, and so during the month of August, up until this week, markets had pulled back about 5%. Now, we've had a couple good days this week, so probably not down quite that much. So when we say pullback, that's what we're talking about. While the overall market pullback has been modest, the undertone has shifted to being more cautious with a defensive posture driving, driving a large dip in these outperforming areas. So like I say, I think the excitement and everything is kind of faded out, but also people have realized that, some of these companies and some of these stocks are overvalued. So anytime you have significant any company, any stock overvalued, at some point that's going to correct and things are going to pull back and, like I said, correct. So what does this signal? The pullback may be more about the recent jump in rates and the negative impact of higher valuation segments of the market than a signal of a broader deterioration in market fundamentals. While this doesn't necessarily herald an immediate end to the spate of the market, it does support a case for a more temporary pullback. We think volatility will be higher in the next 5 months than it was in the last 5. But we view a correction as a compelling opportunity to rebalance and lean into what we think will prove to be a more sustainable bull market over time. And that's what we have to remind people. It's like anytime you go through these corrections or these pullbacks, it's not a time to panic. Usually it prevents some type of opportunity. So if you have money sitting on the sidelines, that's a great time to put some money in the market. If you don't, if you have an existing portfolio, it might be a good time to take a look at it and rebalance and try to take advantage of opportunity where there might be some. So that's
pretty good recap in 15 minutes there, buddy. I'm telling you. But I just, and tell people exactly how to find you. Do you want to give a phone number? Are you back in the office? Because y'all had done the renovations of the office because y'all had flooded. Yeah. So what's the situation there?
Yeah, so we got back in the office. Let's see. I think it would have been at the end of, it flooded at the end of April. So I guess it would have been toward the end of June. We got everything put back together. And of course, we did have it wasn't a ribbon cutting, but it was a pop-in with the Robertson County Chamber that went really well. But yeah, so we got back in at the end of June, but we had already scheduled a family vacation for the end of June. So it was like we opened back up, like I said, I think it would have been the second to last week of June. And then that last week of June, I was on family vacation. And then after that, we came back to the 4th of July. And then we had a long weekend conference with Edward Jones shortly after that. So
you feel like you've been gone?
Yeah. So after getting the office back open, it was like we weren't in it for probably about a month, but we're back in. I'm really happy with all the upgrades and everything we made. So if you haven't seen it, stop by. We'd love to show you around. But our office is located in Greenbrier at the Franklin Farm Center. Again, my name's Aaron Slate, a financial advisor with Edward Jones. Our office number is 615-863-2142. Again, that's 615-863-2142.
Talk to him. This is the man, guys. This is so many friends. It's like, oh yeah, I go to Aaron. He's awesome, and I keep saying I need to get myself in there too. My husband and I.
But I appreciate you saying that. It means a lot. But I'll say this, and I don't know, why people say that. I'm glad they do. But if I was a betting man, I would say it's I try really hard and make a deliberate effort to keep things as simple as possible.
Yeah, and that's key.
When people come in my office, and really, I have to use these reports to guide these conversations for compliance purposes. But in my opinion, sometimes the information in these reports is too complicated.
But I like how but as you're breaking it down and you go through the highlighted portions, I think you give us the bullet points and then you kind of even go in and explain it a little bit better. Because my head doesn't wrap around financial stuff, but I follow this. And I can follow this, and that's key, I think.
My mentality and thought process is I'll probably never be the smartest guy in the room anywhere I go. But you can be the smartest guy in the room, but if you can't communicate with people, it doesn't matter how smart you are.
That's right. That's right.
We just try to keep things as simple as possible.
And speaking of communicating, we're going to get him acclimated to come in and maybe fill in for me every now and then, because that's something, the conversation we have had, and I think that would be a blast, but we'll work on that. So we got to get that going.
Like I told you on the phone, I'm not going to guarantee that I'll be good at it.
I think you'd be great.
I think you'd be great. Best, and I'll definitely enjoy it.
Very important question. Do you have a puppy? Do you have a dog?
I used to.
Bring that puppy in here. You got 2 little boys.
Beagle.
And isn't that the cutest little thing? Oh my gosh, you got 2 little boys. Look at this puppy. Oh my gosh, see, I'm just telling you, he's got 2 little boys. Look at this dog. This is the sweetest little puppy. How many puppies do you have left? How many puppies? 6 still. Oh gosh, guys, y'all got to get a hold of Tiffany.
I would love to have another dog, but I've said I don't want a puppy because I don't want them chewing up everything.
Oh, but look how sweet. Can you imagine your boys?
Boy.
Can you imagine your boys with that puppy? Oh, that's love. I see it. That's love. That's love. He is cute, isn't he?
Yeah, my brother currently has a beagle hound, and he had the dog before he had this one was a beagle. So,
yeah,
they're good.
Oh, they're good dogs. Looky there. Oh, he loves you, Aaron. He just had a bath. Oh, we're going to make the switch bet. I'm just saying. See, it's tempting, isn't it? It's tempting here in his suit and everything. That is a pretty little puppy dog. Oh, my gosh. Thank you, Aaron, so much. Thank you so much. Oh, no worries. No, you got it in. Appreciate you. And we're going to continue on with one street over, folks, as we make the transition. Yes, I told you there's going to be a puppy in the house. I love it. I made a visit with Muriel and her dog, Bear, that's like 45 pounds. And he's like, 14 weeks old? I don't even know. But that Mastiff that was in here in the studio the other day, oh, my gosh, he's getting huge. I just love this little puppy. It's so cute. But let's go ahead and let's talk about Veterans Motorplex while we have a moment as we're making this transition. You need to go to the races, guys. Boy, if you've been putting it off through the summer and you're like, oh, it's been hot. Well, no more excuses because it's cooling off and the weather's just beautiful. And the gates will open at 4 o'clock on Saturday. And if you want to know everything that's going on, follow them at Highland Rim Speedway. That will tell you everything you need to know about what's happening at the races this weekend. And then if we have some rain come in, something like that, that will give you the schedule changes, updates, and anything you might need to know for the racing. So just the next race is coming up quick. Jerry wants you to know they're going to have a two-night event at Veterans Motorplex September 15th and 16th. So put that on your calendar. And again, that's on the 15th and 16th. They've got a two-night event that they want you to come out and be a part of. They've got, of course, the gates opening every Saturday night at 4 o'clock. Racing starts at 6, goes till about 9. You will have fun if you go to the races. It's so much fun. And I can't say enough. I don't know if you're going to find any of these little papers around, but if you can still find one from the end of school last year, this paper, this back page is a $40 value. It'll get up to 6 kids and 2 adults in for free throughout the entire October or through the entire 2023 racing season, which goes through October. Go and see them, 6801 Kelly Willis Road in Greenbrier. You can give Jerry a call at 615-643-8725, 615-643-8725. Again, Highland Rim Speedway is what you follow on social media, but it is for Veterans Motorplex, one of our sponsors here, and tell them U-Turn sent you. Oh my goodness. We can't compete with a puppy.
I mean, I literally sit over here and drink coffee. And
yeah, I know. Oh,
that's such a cute dog, man.
That is adorable. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
If our house was in any better situation pet-wise right now, we would.
What a sweet
I've always wanted
puppy.
One of these two. They're really cool.
Oh, he's looking right.
He knows
look at this. Oh my gosh.
Person. They know. They know.
Yes, I am too. Look at that sweet puppy. And y'all still got 6 of these.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I can tell you I'm losing a lot of sleep over the whole thing. But I'm too busy to do anything about it. So
yeah.
It's hard.
But, well, they're a perfect size right now. These are oh my gosh. But how can people get a hold of you if they're interested in these beagles?
If you're interested in a beagle puppy, go to puppies.com and type in beagles in Tennessee and all of our dogs. There's not very many beagles available in Tennessee, and none this age.
Yeah.
There's some older ones, but they're all they're all Beatles names. So this one's Ringo on there.
Oh, I love it. Hey, Ringo.
So the girls, we only have a couple girls left, but they have like the song name, like Eleanor Rigby and stuff. So if it's a Beatle name, that's ours. But they're the only ones in Springfield, Tennessee, for sale on Puppy.com.
They're so cute.
Yeah,
they're so cute.
And we donate one from this is only our second litter, and we're only going to have 2 litters, but. We did it last time, and we want to do it again. We want to donate one to somebody who needs an emotional support dog. Beagles are great emotional support dogs. Mm-hmm. So last time, we knew of a little girl that needed an emotional support dog, and so we donated to her. So that it'll probably be this guy that will donate. So if anybody knows of anybody that needs an emotional support dog, then contact me personally. Don't go through puppies.com, and my number is 615-780-2511. Again, that's 615-780-2511. And you can nominate somebody that needs an emotional support dog. And the reason why he's been chosen is because he's got a little bit of a spiral in his tail.
But that's so cute.
Yeah, we took him to the vet. The vet said it's not going to cause him any problems at all. But it doesn't make him ideal for hunting if you're into getting a beagle for hunting. But
how big do they get?
Not very big. His dad is actually a 13-inch beagle. There's there's a standard size beagle and a 13-inch beagle. The dad's a 13-inch beagle and mom's standard size, but they only get to be about 30 pounds. They get to be about 15 inches from shoulder to their paws.
Perfect little dog. Like I said, Aaron, you need this puppy. You need. I mean, he's got 2 boys, and you need a dog. Do you have a dog?
Yes. So every animal I've ever had has been a rescue. And this one, literally, somebody dropped it off. We live out in the country. Dropped it off at our neighbor's. She's great. She was keeping it. I came home one day. My wife and my son were in the driveway petting it across the street, and I was like, "Well, I have a dog now." Like I do.
It's like, oh well.
He's a good old-fashioned mutt, but he's a really good dog. And we have a couple cats, same deal. Yeah. So, and they're not really jiving right now. Everybody's not getting along. So, I don't know if throwing a puppy in that mix right now would be good. So.
Well, I've been hearing so much about these puppies. I'm like, please bring a puppy.
I've always wanted one of these, though.
They're cute as they can be.
The big ears.
Yeah, they're just the cutest little things. And
they look a lot like Smokey, but they don't require the same amount of work.
No. I texted a picture of my wife, and I said, "Do you want a puppy?" And she said, no capital letters. I hope you meant to send this to someone else. So that was my response.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, he's so cute. Hey, Ringo.
She said he is cute, though.
Yeah, he is cute. But so if you know somebody that needs an emotional support dog, they've got one that they're going to donate. And if you know anybody that's looking for a little beagle pup, reach out to them at, you said
Puppies.com.
Puppies.com. Okay, I didn't know there was such a thing.
For sale in Springfield on the website.
Oh, no, you're fine. I was just going to reach out and just go, you're just so cute.
This is my farm girl.
She's a doll.
She actually, she takes care of all the animals in her house, and so I'm like, why don't you come with me?
Yeah, she's perfect.
On her face,
Well, that's why I was reaching out to her. I was going to tease her, and she thought I was telling her to get her arms down. You can put your arms up there. You're fine.
You're
fine.
She's out there all day. In fact, we have, as part of our homeschool, it's a requirement to spend at least an hour outside every day. And she's like, just an hour? I'm outside all the time. She's just out there. She loves the animals.
Well, that's a cute puppy, and I appreciate you bringing them in. And maybe some people will reach out to you. And I've got to say something real quick. One of my students, John Cohey, is saying, how are you doing? I'm doing awesome. How are you doing, John? And appreciate you so much. Charlene, I see her on here. They've got a new house.
Yep,
they've moved in some, So, we just continue to reach out to them and see how things are going there.
We saw her and her husband Friday. Our church worked with them on something, and it was her husband's birthday Friday and her birthday Sunday. So I hope they had a wonderful birthday weekend, and she told us they had a place out in Barren Plains.
Good.
Which is where my family is originally from. So we just,
awesome.
Seems like the community is stepping up around them, which is great, but I know the needs will continue.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
So I'll reach out to her. I'm going to be out a couple of days next week. I told everybody I've got my mom's cancer surgeries on Tuesday. So I'm hoping this will be the last time I'm out for a while. I just feel like I have been just.
Where's she having her surgery?
Up in Kentucky. Yeah, up in Paducah. Okay. Yeah.
We'll be praying for your mom.
I appreciate it. She's doing well. Yeah. I mean, good prognosis. We feel like it's going to be great, but it's just going through the journey. Anybody that's had to walk the cancer journey, that's just chemo and all the things, and But yeah, she's doing good.
It's scary, but they've come so far with that stuff, and
they sure have.
Yes, and so God will
amazing.
prevail as always. So
but I do appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am.
And so if y'all know I'm going to be gone again next week, I told my students the same thing, and but I think everything will settle down after next week. So hopefully, because I don't like not doing this show. I don't know if people realize that I'm going to do a show on Monday morning, even though it's Labor Day. Danny Ashley is going to be in here. We're going to talk about the play coming up, but this just gets my day going. I just love it. It's just a good, start to the day.
I'm not here next week either, so.
Okay. Will you be here on Thursday?
Yeah, we have.
I'll be here.
Dr. K coming in to talk about the Raise Your Hand program.
Oh, wonderful!
They're in the recruitment mode for volunteers, so the timing kind of worked out good.
Good.
Tiffany kind of left me high and dry, but we're going to I am just kidding.
Are you going to be with her?
Yes.
Okay,
Brian,
good.
of all people.
She has a meeting. I was like, well, that's perfect timing. So I reached out to Dr. K, and she was able to do it. So that's really good timing because they're in the process of getting all that together right now.
Sounds perfect. And so that's what we've got going on next week. But just today, what do we need to focus on? What is
I just want to give a recap. This has been a crazy week.
Has been. Has been.
It's been a good one.
In a good way, though. In a very good way.
A very good way.
I want to hold the puppy.
Bring it to Miss LaVern.
LaVern can take all 6 of my puppies.
I have 2 dogs already, and I'm just so busy. I'd love to have one.
You're a big dog.
Cuddle. Yeah, but he's just a cuddle bug.
Yeah.
What a sweet puppy.
So Electrolux, I know you guys have been talking about the air conditioning giveaway, and it happened this week. We did the air conditioning giveaway. And so we kind of wanted to recap that a little bit.
You got your headphones.
You're fine, just go.
Puppies.
Ringo. Or is it not? You said it was not.
Well, Abby's got her names, and then there's the website name.
I've got to say with so just in this text conversation, my wife is now talking herself into this puppy. It's kind of fun. It's amazing. I just sent a picture. That's all I did, and so she is talking to herself, literally. The thing. Well, it would be a good walking dog. They got a lot of energy.
Look at this puppy. Look at that face.
Resist that.
Look at this face. Look at this face. Oh my gosh. Ilyu's going, don't you let that dog pee on my boom console. I won't, Ilyu. I've got him in my lap.
Backpack with all the cleanup supplies.
I've got him, Ilyu. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. I just had to.
No. I was just saying. So Electrolux donated 500 air conditioning units to get out to our friends in need. If you can imagine what it'd be like to not have air conditioning. As we were loading people's cars with air conditioning units, so many people that just their air conditioning's gone out and they haven't been able to afford to replace it, or they've lived in a place that they don't have air conditioning, or just the gratitude to Electrolux and for this donation and this gift to our community it's been huge, and it's been amazing. So it was a beautiful experience. Electrolux is a fantastic partner, and they're always looking for ways to bless our community. They had a lot of the people from that work here in Springfield from the plant come out and load up the cars. They were our muscle that day. We were the traffic controllers and check people off the list. They were all our muscle.
We were thankful for them because, well, one, just for the donation. It was incredible. The Electrolux continues to step up for our community, but also they send an army of their employees out there literally. And those air conditioners are not light. No. And there's a bunch of them. There are 500 of them. And so unloading the truck, and then also getting them loaded in people's vehicles. And then big shout out to Donnie King at Tennessee Kids Nutrition and his crew too. We housed it there and did the distribution there, but then also his staff working the forklift and helping us and just jumping right in there. And so they're also a proud partner with us, one of our partner agencies, and so we couldn't have done that without their space, but also their manpower and they move a lot of product in and out of that place, so they were used to that. It was no big deal for them. They had all the equipment and the pallets and waters and just make sure that everybody was taken care of. And so just a true team effort there from one of our corporate partners and one of our community partners, and then Tiffany did just an amazing job kind of playing quarterback there and making sure everything was running and make sure everybody got their air conditioners and could get their house a little cooler we still got some hot weather coming. This is beautiful right now. Yeah. You look ahead a little bit. There's some 90s popping right back. So
we're not finished.
We're not done yet. And the people were just so thankful, particularly ones that have been hot for a while. I can't even imagine last week not having AC in your house and how miserable that would have been. And so there was like a genuine joy there. And so it was just a beautiful day, and we were just thankful to be a part of it.
And it didn't stop there. My phone hasn't stopped ever since. Because word got out. People came home with it, and their next door neighbor's like, wait, I didn't hear about this. And so, we luckily hadn't given out all the vouchers, but So actually, we're kind of doing another mini giveaway today. So if you are in need of an air conditioning unit, please come to 1006 Pepper Street at 9:00 today. There, like that.
Tell that address again.
1006 Pepper Street.
Pepper
at
Street.
9:00.
Okay.
Yesterday, people just showed up, and so they were again serving us yesterday. I wasn't there. I was in Nashville for meetings, and so I felt bad. So I'm going today at 9:00 to help pass out air conditioning units again. So don't just show up to 10 kids because they have another job to do. So make sure that you contact me first, and I'll make sure that I'm there to help pass out air conditioning units. So.
Yep.
Very good. Awesome.
Yep.
Well, I tell you what, let's pause. This is a good place just to kind of take a breath and pause, and let's talk about Corbin Creek Greenhouse, Gifts and Gardening Center. I want to know how your garden's doing. Are you
Thriving? I should have taken.
getting,
I should, and I meant to bring you some in because I have a counter full of tomatoes right now. I have. Here's how I know I'm doing good on tomatoes. I've been eating so many that I'm starting to get like. I don't eat them with every meal. You know, when you first get them, I'm like, I'm
You're
eating
just
them
like,
with
yeah,
eating
you
them
have
every-
breakfast, of course.
But it's weeks now, and they just keep producing. And this is by far the best year we've had for the big ones. And I'm terrible with the what kind they are. Like I know a lot of people know all that stuff. I usually just get what plants look good, and I get some big ones and some little ones, and then we eat them. They all taste good to me. But this has been the best year for the big ones by far, and so they've kept coming. I've been able to give some to family a little bit and have plenty for me, and they're still producing. Like that hot weather we had last week, you know, tomato plants, they love that.
Oh, yeah.
And they just started turning, and so I've got more than I can eat right now, and I meant to bring you some in. That's my bad.
okay.
Next
That's
week,
okay.
I got you.
Okay.
I'll make myself a note. But again, just 2 years in a row, we've gotten a garden from Corbin, and it's produced beautifully. My wife does pickles with the cucumbers, and we've got a refrigerator full of pickle jars, and we eat those a lot. It's just been really good, and jalapenos and just tasty stuff. And there's nothing like a home garden. So,
I know.
and I don't know anything about it. That's what I'm gonna say. Like, you don't have to know anything. Go out there; they will school you. They'll get you the right stuff, and as long as you keep it watered and get it where it's got some sun, you'll get some stuff off of it.
I know, and it's just wonderful. I go and get produce from Amy all the time, and they just have that just beautiful stuff. So go out there and see what they still have coming out of their garden, because they do grow a vegetable garden, and they pick it and bring it in fresh every day. They've got, of course, their annuals are on sale. If you're like me and you put things on the porch and forget to water them, well, good news, you can go get a new one. They've still got some beautiful annuals that you can go and put, just to bring that life. I mean, right now is just a beautiful time to kind of replenish all the things around your porch and get it beautiful, kind of setting up into fall. We'll have the mums coming in here in just a few weeks, and they're going to be your mum source again this year. So just great times for you as you get out at Corbin Creek Greenhouse. Be sure and go into the gift shop as well. Pick up some pot holders or some cool stuff from Miss Jane, and check out the CBD products that can help you with arthritic issues, that can help you with bug bites. And Brian could go off on that again, but we'll save that for another time. The story of the fire ants. But
and I tell you what, with the mosquito bites too.
Oh yeah, me too.
Instant relief.
I use it all the time for that. So guys, go check it out. 49. Do what?
I said I need to go get some. My kids' legs are all eaten up.
Yeah.
It is.
It's perfect.
Yeah, and it's all. If you look at the ingredients, it's all natural stuff. There's not much chemicals in it, and it's very soothing.
There's salve. They actually make it there in the house. Miss Jane and Amy, they actually make it, and it's just great stuff. But you can go see them 4920 Highway 161 here in Springfield, or call them at 615-384-3185. 615-384-3185. They'll be at the farmers market as well. I believe farmers market runs through September. Or no, I don't guess. We'll have the fair coming up. I need to find out for sure the schedule on the farmers market, but because with the fair coming up, I feel like there's got to be some, changes in that. So I don't know, but we'll find out. But tell them U-Turn sent you. Here we go. What else we got, guys? As we continue.
So in the course of one show, my wife is now, what about bringing one home for a weekend to do a trial run? So it's amazing. 20 minutes. All it took was a picture, and that was it.
Yes,
The power of a cute
I'm telling you.
No bounds.
Oh my gosh.
And I didn't even send it with Tiffany's daughter there.
Hysterical.
A cute girl and a puppy. You're done.
This is just the best.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. That is so fun.
Nothing like little girls and puppies. That's why I was like, when you said Aaron's got 2 boys, I'm like, oh well. My girls probably like our dogs more than our boys.
And you
do
can tell. Look at that puppy.
Look at that face. I know. Just the way.
So his tail doesn't wag the same as the others, but
Kind of like it flitters.
yeah.
He tries really hard
A beagle's tail wags the dog for sure. Like you've heard that saying, like the tail that wags the dog, that's a beagle for you. Then when they see their humans, like they get so excited, their whole body starts wagging.
That's so great. I love it. He's so
yeah, their mom and dad they're very you come up and their whole body is wagging at you. So
it's so cute. Okay, guys,
that's why they're good emotional support dogs and why we like to donate one to emotional support.
That's really cool.
They love their people a lot. So and they're easier-ish to train because they're very food motivated. So like you can train with treats and stuff.
They're like treats, yes. I'll do that.
Yes, I'll do whatever you want. I'll do it for food. Yes,
that's great.
So, anyway.
He's so cute. So cute. All right, what else you got for me?
In the nonprofit world,
yes,
Brian keeps derailing us. Anyway, yesterday
you brought a puppy in here. You going to talk to me about derailing something? I know that. No, I saw the text. I'm saying I didn't derail anything. That when I walked in and saw that, I was like, well, this is what we're talking about today. So it's more fun than talking about a puppy.
Anyway, I just wanted to report. Yesterday we had our new partner kickoff meeting down in Nashville. And that was with all the partners in our footprint were invited to that to talk about kind of like what we needed to do and campaign, which Brian can talk a little bit about, but and what the training or not trainings, but like the services that we offer. Being a partner with United Way comes with actually a lot of benefits, and one of them is Hands on Nashville, which is not as prominent up here, but we're trying to kind of bring the services up here. But for nonprofits to be able to connect with volunteers, that's what Hands on Nashville is, and so. We got to hear from Hands on Nashville yesterday and about that. And just, it was a room full of people who are doing good in our community. And it was amazing. I mean, the room was full and it was just full of people. Like I sat by somebody who they have a home they have several homes in Nashville that work with people with developmental delays, adults with delays, and then neurotypical adults. And they pair that need low income housing. So they actually usually get like students at Vanderbilt, and then they become roommates, and so they kind of help mentor each other really. And like, so you got these students in Vanderbilt, and so I was hearing all about that, and then I was sitting on the other person on the other side of me. They run a nonprofit for victims of sex trafficking, and then across the street there was like tutoring after school and just all the good things people are doing in the world. It was just amazing to be in that room because you have like Pencil, which is a nonprofit that helps donate teacher supplies to students and teachers and stuff. And so like just from a Pencil all the way to like helping people recover from sex trafficking to like, just all the needs that were in that room. It was just really amazing to see the agencies that are stepping up. And so we're grateful to have some new agencies in Robertson County as partners. My Father's House is a new partner. Redemption Ranch is a new partner. Isaiah 117 is a new partner. And so we're just super excited to be able to expand the work that we're doing. But when we sat down and looked at all the agencies that are doing work in Robertson County that aren't necessarily housed in Robertson County, we have 57 United Way partners that are blessing the lives of our residents here in Robertson County. And that's huge.
That is really huge. That's incredible.
I mean, I didn't think we had 57 nonprofits.
That number seems high to me too, but yeah, I mean there's so much the area that we that cross over, and it does with the corporate partners too, or we have they have locations and all over, and so they want to support all of those communities, and so when we talk about being part of the United Way of Greater Nashville, that's a big part of that. Is just you're part of this bigger network that gives us access to more resources and grant dollars and the things that we need for this community needs. So it's such a positive thing, and we're just so thankful to that we are a part of this larger group, because when there are issues too, you have, okay, well, what are you doing over here? You've got somebody that's doing that there, and then how can we apply that here? And so it's a big benefit to this community for sure. I didn't realize it was 57. That's incredible.
It's huge. Well, and when you start thinking about, we got Red Cross that's doing work here. You got Big Brothers Big Sisters. You got the YMCA. You got, a lot of agencies that are partners of ours. And so we're super excited about that. And so I want to give kind of a shout out to one of our nonprofits that we don't talk a lot about is 4-H. The 4-H program is one of our nonprofits. And so we've talked a lot about how to plug into students this year. But if you have a student that needs to plug in, 4-H is great. They're starting a lot of their 4-H programs next month in September. And so I'm making my twins do the homeschool 4-H program. They're in 7th grade. And so I think so. I have to do the math. Yes, Elizabeth Fletcher, a great, was it? Anyway,
Elizabeth
Fletcher.
Graves Fletcher. She just got married.
She got married, so I was trying to remember her. Yes, she just got put over 4-H. So she was doing the nutrition program and teaching people how to cook healthy food. And so she's now been put over 4-H, and I'm so excited. She is just the sweetest, kindest person and is going to do a fantastic job in that role. And so I'm super excited that we partner with them to help bless our children's lives and help them become better in our community.
I've got to reach out to her because I really want to get her and her husband in because she's got an amazing story of, some health issues when she was a kid and their sweet little love story. And of course, this new job, we definitely need to be checking in with her. She's just adorable. But yeah, when you mentioned 4-H, I'm like, oh, Elizabeth, I just heard about this.
A lot of people think that they're just like the agriculture stuff, which is they're huge, and that's obviously huge in this area. But my daughter was in it last year, and she did the public speaking program that they have.
Oh, wow.
And also, if you're looking for a place to volunteer, they need volunteers to be judges for that, and it's typically in January. That is such a cool way to get involved with young people, and you give them kind of constructive criticism on their public speaking, but it's also really cool. And then you're going to see 2 or 3 in there that will blow any adult you've ever seen off the map because they're just naturally gifted with it, and also they've prepared. But it's such a cool thing because Ava was so nervous, didn't want to do it when the day, but kind of plowed through, did it, end up placing in it, and it was just a huge confidence builder for her, and they do such a good job of that program. It was around when I was a kid, too. I participated in it, and it's something they've been doing for years, and that's just a really cool thing. It's just one of many things that they do.
How old is she?
My daughter, she's 10. She's in 5th grade.
She's doing that now. That's just, I've talked to my kiddos so much about if you can get to where you can make a speech, it is just such a skill to have because so many people are so intimidated by it.
It is.
Yeah.
I tell her, her handwriting's not great like her dad's. I said, Ava, that really doesn't matter. It's digital now. If you can get up front and talk, if you can talk to people, I know you need to have good handwriting. It's like, I'm not as concerned about that.
The teacher in me is going.
I know. But I was like, I asked myself seriously, and I asked my wife this too, who has a very demanding job. I said, how often do you actually have to, your handwriting is used in your job? And it's very, I'm not saying it's not important. It's very rare though. I was told growing up, it said, you'll never succeed in the world because your handwriting's so bad. It's like, then everything went digital. It's like, see, we didn't need it that much. But the public, to go back to what I was saying, if you can talk in front of people, like that is a huge tool to take with you into the world.
Absolutely.
My dad's handwriting was so bad, his receptionist had to teach me how to read it when I was in high school. But he's a very successful dentist.
My dad has a lot of handwritten notes and stuff that we can't read. I mean, it's just like
scribble.
Yeah,
I'm terrible.
It's cursive.
That's how I write cursive. Yeah,
but
he cannot.
Yeah, and I'm trying, but it's hard to read. Let's talk for a minute about Cumberland Connect. I can't say enough about this partner. We love them so much and are so thankful that they're finally getting to a place where they're just about to get to everybody. We just really kind of reiterate the fact that they sure didn't play favorites because our state senator still doesn't have it because he's so close into town that he was one of the last ones to get picked up. But if you're a Cumberland Electric customer, you're going to have access. They're coming around the corner. Kerry was in here Monday and said that he saw the wires on the pole, so he knows it's getting close. And if you're a Cumberland Electric customer, you're going to have access to high-speed, affordable internet. If you're somebody that's struggling financially, and we talk a lot about the financial needs of families that are just trying to get by, and they've got an affordable connectivity program that provides qualifying households with monthly credit to help pay for internet services. And if you're eligible, you could receive a credit of up to $30 per month for broadband services, and they've got packages starting at $30 per month. And if you want to know more, find out when they're going to, probably already in your neighborhood. You can call them at 1-800-987-2362, 1-800-987-2362, or you can go to Cumberland Connect, cumberlandconnect.org, put in your zip code, and see when they're going to be knocking on your door, and just tell them U-Turn sent you. So I don't have my extender in. I got to get that done.
It's a game changer.
Yeah,
it's worth every penny.
I'm going to run and we're going to hardwire it, and so we just haven't gotten that done. Maybe over fall break.
That's what my folks do. They have a little building out back, and you can never get any even phone reception back there because it's a metal building. They put that extender back there, and it works fantastic. And they stream off of it and everything. So
Cumberland Connect, guys. Right. What else you got, guys? We got to close out.
Cumberland Connect. I'm just going to give another shout out for CASA. They have the Boo Bash Dash coming up in October. They're starting to take sponsors. So if you are looking for a place to get your name out there, Boo Bash Dash, the t-shirts will have your name on it. You'll be on their promotional material. And so they're looking for sponsors, and I highly recommend it. Also, I highly recommend running the race. But if you've got $10 or 10 hours a month, CASA is a great way to plug into the community as far as into our foster kids. And if that's not your jam, we got a lot of other places to plug into our children. And I just encourage everybody to find a child today that you can bless their lives. And whether that's your neighbor down the street or
one street over
or whatever, then please bless a child's life. They really need to connect with adults. And in today's day and age, that's getting harder and harder.
Yeah. And we'll hear from Raise Your Hand next week as well. So they'll be in.
Bringing in smart people next week to do the talking. So I'll sit over here and drink coffee.
She's awesome.
Pump her up. So
there you go.
She is awesome.
Thank you guys for joining us. This is 1100 WSGI. And if you need a Beagle puppy, I know where you can find one.
Absolutely.
Reach out to Tiff.
They're really sweet, y'all.
All right. God bless you guys. This is 1100 WSGI.